looking at Evan.
2, 1. Welcome.
All right. Hey, we're here in the cabin down below.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, baby.
Wow.
Come on.
This is how it begins.
This is how it begins. Hopefully,
This
it
is gonna
starts something
be
very
crazy.
exciting. But
Oh yeah. What do you guys think about?
what are you going? Jamie, pull that
So
up.
what do you got? Yeah, where's Jamie at? Can we get Jamie? Oh. Dude.
Dog, we
So
cannot
weird.
start without an interruption. Sarah.
What do you mean? This
We're
is
trying to record an episode,
You
man.
know,
I have.
for 1 fucking hour. 1 hour.
If
Uno
you don't
hour.
like it, you can get the fuck out. I'm just kidding. Oh, are you recording right now?
Yes. Jesus.
Oh,
Can we get 1 hour?
1, please.
Yeah.
1 hour of just nobody come
Making
down.
that memo. Sorry.
I know you're
Can you
good.
give everybody the memo up
Yes.
there that we have
Nobody
started in
come
the
down.
cabin down below?
That's all we need.
Hey.
It's fine. These are good bloopers. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that's gonna be a really funny cut.
Yeah.
Like the cut into the. Oh, you guys
That's
recording?
in my house.
Hey, my motherfucking house. You don't like it?
Okay.
You get out.
You can get the hell out of here.
Anyway,
I mean,
so
dude,
Well, we need the intro
we've
again.
we've been here.
I guess we'll
we're-
just keep
dude.
this in, dude. Fuck it.
No, fuck
We've
it.
been in the cabin down below how
We've
many
been
times,
here.
guys?
How
And
many
we
conversations have we had down here, bro?
A ton,
that
dude.
have not been recorded.
like I remember
Now
we're
when
fucking
I
recording.
first met, because I knew Sam,
Yeah.
first from school, and we were coming down here because this is when before the basement was finished. Like now it's nice, the big ass
Yeah.
TV and all the walls
Oh,
are
yeah.
painted and finished and stuff. But I remember just like the concrete floors with the patches of carpet, and then the pool table, and then just all the insulation exposed. But it was
Yeah.
still like it was a
Yeah.
vibe.
Dude,
It was
yeah.
like, none of the, none of that
for sure.
existed.
And dude, we would the walls. What were what was that made out
It was
of?
just
it was like a sheet
Styrofoam,
metal
bro.
shit.
Yeah,
well,
dude.
then like the
Something.
shiny,
We-
shiny plastic.
we used to
fiberglass.
Yeah.
punch that.
Yeah.
That shit was fun to
This
punch.
place is honestly iconic. Bro. Like genuinely.
Low key.
It
No,
really
dude.
is. Like how many fucking
parties have we had?
parties
Yeah.
have we had down here? Memories have been made down
Dude.
here.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
how many pool games have been played down here?
That'd
how
be
many
cool. Imagine
like
you could
seriously,
track
dude,
how
yeah,
many games
like,
of pool
that
we
would
played.
be-
it's crazy.
Like how
In
many
the
words
thou-
have been
definitely-
spoken down
Bro,
here?
It's in the millions. It's gotta be, bro.
Probably.
Words?
This place,
Point?
Yeah.
I
Probably.
some
Hundreds
of
of
some of my
thousands.
greatest memories as a human have been made
Yes.
in this
Oh,
space.
for
I really
sure.
mean that. I see.
Yeah.
like
seriously, yeah.
from COVID,
Yep.
like 2020 and all that, like the
Yep.
last 5 years or so. This is like a
Dude.
consistent staple in my life of
Yeah.
like, doing shit. Like whether
Yeah.
it's parties or playing pool or hanging out
And-
and shooting the
I know.
shit with you guys at night. Like it's just
It
Yeah.
hasn't, it hasn't always been called the cabin down below, but it's always been the
It's
cabin down below.
Always been. We
You
just
know?
decided one day.
Got
to
the nice
fucking-
official
Who made
brand
that up?
over there.
It-
My
guessing
dad.
Mitch, right? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's since 2000, I don't know what, we moved into this house in 2008.
Yeah.
So why is it
I
2000?
don't.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Did they have that sign made or?
Hey, can we get a fact check on that?
Hey Jamie, pull that up. Yeah.
Yo, Shaniqua?
Where's Jamie? Yeah.
Can we get that?
Yeah, I don't know why it's 2000, but we're in the cabin down.
Maybe
We actually got that at the
'cause
state fair.
Santa? No. Yeah, at the state fair.
The state fair, we had a
That's
guy
actually
make.
sweet.
The sign that's right by the milk stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I know the
yes.
milk
that's who
stand.
made
At
it.
the state fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the state
Speaking
fair.
of state fair, bro, state fair is so
Dude,
fun.
I'm so hyped
he
for
was
the state
talking
fair.
about
He,
that.
dude, he talks about it
Dude,
every
I've
other
been-
week. It's like the middle of June. The state fair
I've been
isn't,
hyped for this shit, bro.
isn't even until the last week of August into September, and this motherfucker, it's January.
I'm so
He's
excited.
like-
You know why? It gives thinking about the fair. It gives me that feeling of fucking
Summer, just like
yeah, that summer feeling.
end of summer.
I'm with you guys. We're walking around the fair. We're
Well, it's
with
Labor Day,
Mikey.
right?
We got
Labor
yeah.
Day weekend.
And
Probably
you're,
yeah,
you're
it was
just
Labor Day
and
weekend,
all
yeah.
that good food, dude.
Oh, everything, bro. And I was just starting
Yo,
the
top
job,
five
like,
state fair food though. Seriously.
Bro,
corn dogs,
Cut.
cheese curds, fries, nitro ice cream,
That shit's bussin'.
crab,
Bro.
and then I found a new one last year that we went.
Bro.
Crab fritters, bro.
what?
Stop
How about,
sleeping, bro.
Maddie, how about you?
Nobody's sleeping on the crab.
Yeah, stop sleeping, bro.
Where even the fuck is the crab fruit? That's not even
It's
in
like-
the fair. That's
it's
like
like
a
a
block
tiny-
out of the
Dude,
fair.
it's like
grounds.
a tiny little
It's a
truck.
stand outside
Yeah,
the fair.
Yeah, dude, that's like weird. People always, if you're going into the main gates, the fair's all those people just the weed stands
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
sell you.
Just
yeah.
the tiny little truck stuck in the corner, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta
What are your what's your five? Go
Dude. Bro. Anything.
Really?
Anything?
Dude.
You got
Yeah.
Anything, bro. I don't have a top 5 because,
Really?
like, there's...
Really? Wow, I do.
Dude, you can't have,
Definitely
like... I don't...
I don't
go
like
there for
grease
something
food.
specific. If I walk by it, I get it, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what's up.
unpopular opinion or whatever, but I don't know. I don't like deep fried food. I just don't. I never have. So with the
Really?
fair,
It's a
I love
little
the
unpopular.
fries. What?
It's a little unpopular,
Because
but
everybody loves shit deep fried.
Not
like,
do you
Yeah, I
not even
mean-
deep fried pickles.
it's whatever.
Ugh. No, but no, like the ice cream slaps. The French fries are amazing. All you can drink milk, which is like
Dude.
whatever,
Yeah.
but that's great.
Oh, and the cookies. I forgot the cookies.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Sweet Martha's cookies,
that's
of
my
course.
top one. But
Yeah.
the fries, dude, like low key, they be getting soggy at the end of the
Sometimes, yeah.
fair.
Well, yeah, if you
Sometimes.
wait for an hour and a half
What
to
do
eat
you-
them, but if you eat a thing of
Well,
that,
yeah,
like,
you're
quick-
gonna wait. You got a big bucket of fries. You're gonna
Well,
chow
maybe
down
those
on.
big- Yeah. Like the
Bro,
you know, the
they be
ones that,
hooking
like,
you up too. That's what
They
I love
do.
about the fair.
But you
They're
split it
not
like Mike and I.
fleecing.
Remember we split one.
Yeah,
They
true.
were
But I never
great.
finished the whole thing, so that like the last fries I have are like, you know, the last like layer that's that big is like soggy.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I even do now?
Yeah.
Fucking
I mean, what do you even
Use
do
it.
at the fair besides eat? Like, think about it.
Well,
walk.
that's not true. There's event stuff. Like
Yeah.
when they have like the grandstands.
Yeah,
They
dude,
have
what are you talking
concerts,
about?
They have, dude, they have the hippodrome with all like
Yeah,
the
dude.
horse
Dude,
stuff.
I
and
saw
all the-
Journey.
Yeah, we saw- yes, I was
I
there
think it was
too.
the backup singer of Journey.
No, it's not the backup. It was the replacement. Because
I saw Young
Steve
Gravy.
Perry
Yeah.
didn't want to come back. So yeah, Darnell, whatever, or Arnell,
Yeah.
whatever.
Darnell.
Yeah, I was there. That we
was
we
awesome.
were young.
At the
but
what's that place called?
the grandstand.
The grandstand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
the fair, bro. It's just good times.
It's
The
Huh?
fair is so
Good
much fun.
times,
There's just so
bro.
many
It's such
like
good
people
times.
watching too. It's so
Yeah.
fun just to
Dude,
see
it's
everyone.
so
good
much
times.
fun.
People of all walks of life, they all come
Yeah.
together. That's why it's called the Great Minnesota Get Together.
Yeah. Oh, seriously.
mean-
That's what it is.
Dude, yeah. And like, dude, yeah, you were just starting.
I know. It just brings me back to like such an exciting
Dude, and
point.
we-
It was such an
We
exciting point in my
graduated,
life.
like
Yeah.
it was such a turning
It
point
was
in our
such a
life.
turning
Yeah, I
point,
guess that's
yeah.
why it's so.
And that's why I'm so excited for the next one because I
Yeah,
wanna relive
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean-
No, I feel that. I feel like you might be getting.
What?
General Mitch.
General Mitch has made an appearance.
He's trying to avoid the camera, but you can't hide.
You can't hide from the camera. Yeah. All right, so I saw this post. Just
No,
now.
dude, no. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something.
We
Just
were
about
just talking
starting
about
out.
it was
I was
a
just
turning.
excited
No,
about
I feel like you're gonna be disappointed because you're not gonna have that feeling.
yeah.
It's not gonna be the same. The problem is if you overhype something when it actually comes, it's not as.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
issue with over.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly, like I'd be overhyping everything,
Everything.
and then
I
just
think that's
it
a
comes to
problem
it.
now. That's why you don't see like great music anymore, or great art. I feel like because
Yeah.
everything is so like overhyped and everything's on the internet and everything like everybody
Yeah.
sees everything. So when something
Yeah.
actually like impressive comes out, it's like, okay.
Dude, that's why I
It's
think
like-
the Minecraft movie.
You're-
I have been
Well, I
on
think the
this.
big problem with that also is everybody wants a single. Everyone wants the
Yeah.
hit single. Nobody cares about albums. Like,
Yep.
I always tell people, like,
Well-
friends or whatever, like, especially 80s and 70s and 80s, like, albums were meant to be listened to from top to bottom.
Beginning
like,
to
the
end,
full
yeah.
beginning to end.
Yep.
And nowadays it's all about the hit single. Like, there's no work put in albums.
Everyone's
A lot of
just
times-
trying to make $1 million
Yeah.
and
Like,
nobody,
you listen to whatever your most popular.
I'm trying to make $1 million.
I mean, so am I, but,
Bro,
like-
sign me up,
Yeah.
bro. Come on.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know.
Can we get a hit single right here?
Yeah, come on. Make us a hit single, bro.
Let's start fucking beatboxing. Make a
Yeah.
song.
Yeah. Okay, but I saw this post just now before
Alright,
we
bro.
started. Some guy at like one of the weird, I don't want to say weird, but like protests against Tesla or like Elon Musk or something. And one of the protesters was literally holding a piece of paper that had his lines of what they were supposed to be shouting.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody up top is giving these protesters like lines and shit to be
Alright, bro.
like, this is what we want you to say, so go out in the street and say it and we'll pay you. I think that's what's going on, honestly.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what any of that.
Maybe he
stuff,
just
like,
was so dumb that he,
Yeah.
he needed a list
Yeah.
of what to say and when to say
He got
it.
there, he'd forget. What the fuck am I doing out here
Yeah,
again?
what am I
actually,
doing
no.
in this dumbass parking
Yeah.
lot with all these cars that are doing
And
what
I'm
I
yelling
want
at a
them to do?
building.
Yeah, literally.
Nobody gives a
You're
shit.
yelling
Like,
at the clouds, dude.
Oh.
Okay.
tell me.
Chat clip it.
Jamie, can you cut that out, please?
Yeah, cut, guys,
My
cut.
bad.
Let
me get my
ice sparkles, bro.
Shit is gas.
Are we sponsored?
Dude, we gotta wake up for work tomorrow.
I know, literally. We're working 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
7
5
days.
a.m. to either 1 or 2, bro.
It's either 1 or 2.
Can
It's
you
tomorrow
believe that?
till 1?
Yeah. Either
Tomorrow's
1 or
till
2.
1. Shit, I'm leaving at 1, bro. Honestly, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, I did my work today, bro. I finished my panel.
Nah,
so.
it's a grind there, bro. Low key, like.
It's just, I feel like we're in such a flow, though. Like, we got the panels, we got boom, boom, boom. You're loading them. I think we're making great progress.
Oh, for sure. We really know all, like, everybody knows what to do.
What to do, yeah.
Because we don't have any new people. Like, if
Exactly.
you were in there, like, we'd just be, like, putting a diaper on for you, you know? Like, just.
Can't be
just
that
helping
hard
you.
what y'all are doing, bro.
Yeah, that's really not.
Yeah,
Evan
it's really
figured it out.
Yeah.
Jack
So-
figured it out
Yeah,
first
Jack-
Did he?
time.
Did you
No, he
figure it
didn't.
out?
Jack can give a fuck.
I got videos of this dude. Like, his panels, like, sure they were good, but he would do maybe 1 an hour. I don't want to diss on him, but
Yeah.
it was
Why
just
was he
slow.
just slow? Like,
Well, yeah, he would be just in the morning, like, you know, it sucks in the morning, but you just gotta get going.
Dude,
You
yeah,
know?
the
The
hardest
part is-
part is getting up.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
for
I mean,
sure.
once you're in your car, you just gotta make it to the car, and you're good.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly.
And then once you're there, you're that's it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I
you-
agree.
I mean, that's just like school. I remember waking up that early or whatever. And then with
Dude.
acrylic design, it's going to be the same way. Working with Mikey.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm going to be tired as hell going
Yeah.
out there, but once I'm there, like, just doing shit, I'm not even going to think about it. Like,
Yeah.
being tired, I'm just going to be...
Dude, school,
Sucks.
it sucked, and like, you would skip one day in the week, and then it just like you slid off a cliff. Because then you skip the next, and then the next, and then
Senior year, I had like a
Oh.
50% attendance.
Oh, I
Dude.
skipped so much school. Junior and senior year, it was getting embarrassing.
Dude.
Like, I just could not bring myself
Yeah,
to
I
go
just didn't
to
care
fucking
I just
school.
didn't care
people would
anymore.
ask me where this dude Evan
Me?
was
Yeah.
every day. Like,
Your parents
where-
just didn't care either.
I mean, they cared, but they just couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
Yeah,
but-
like,
Like, my parents were like, why aren't you going to school? And I'm like, no.
But if
Yeah.
you do school, you don't even need to be there if you're getting your grades because school is so out of.
And, like,
Yeah.
they make it so easy for you to pass. Like, that's the whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
no child
I
left behind.
I think
like,
it's just outdated. I mean,
Bro,
school is
People have
obviously
been saying this
Yeah.
forever. School is
Edu-
out.
obviously-
school is important. I think
Of course,
school up to 8th
education
grade,
is important.
I think like school, yeah, up to 8th grade is
Yeah.
you need that. From
Yep.
there, and that's where like in Europe, a lot of like school systems throughout Europe or wherever. After 8th grade, you kind of choose which direction you want to go.
Sure.
Whether you want to go more of like a STEM or you want to go into arts or you want to
Mhm.
go into, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's the thing where in America it's like, and that's whether that's because of just policy and then there's teachers unions and then there's so much money behind all that. But like nothing has changed. It's like you go from elementary school to middle school to high school and then you graduate and then you're supposed to go to college. Where it's like when we go to college, you're not even prepared for any of that stuff. Like there's so much like real
Yeah.
shit that we need to learn and need to
Yeah.
understand that they do not care. The curriculum and the district or the state whatever expects you to know. You know, like if you got to do calculus or you got to do trigonometry or whatever, you got to have the English this or that. It's like, but what, like, how does that pertain to me if I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go into plumbing?
Right.
Yeah.
How does that help me?
Yeah.
How does that help me file
Yeah,
my
and
And I think they're
taxes?
trying to kind of adapt to that.
They are.
Like they have
you
like
notice they like private
yeah,
schools and
yep,
stuff. Yes,
yep.
exactly.
And even with public schools, like you can now with public schools, you can literally go to an active construction site if you sign up for it, and they'll kind of show you around. So they're kind of making an attempt to fix it.
True. They're
But
trying to expose kids to just.
yeah.
And I guess I
But it's-
realize that, but
yeah.
they want to expose you to as many different things.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I just
but
think
usually by.
I mean, yeah, and then once you graduate, you're like, you don't.
They
you
just
know, it's,
throw you out into the world.
Yeah,
in
it's like
no
you
direction.
know every year before senior year, you know what's coming next. You know what grade is coming.
Yeah.
You know what's
And
coming.
it feels like you feel safe because
You're
it's
on
like it's your
Exactly.
guide. You know, you have
And
that
then,
hand showing.
Dude, that's why like I feel like people get so depressed in their early 20s
20s.
because like
Oh my
dude,
God.
you don't know what you're doing.
That and
really.
also with
It
college
sucks.
culture, like I mean, everybody's drinking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
smoking,
everybody's
doing
told like
drugs and
you
yeah,
need
of course.
to go to university
I
and
hate
you
that.
need to spend
So dumb.
$100,000
at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
that
you
I
don't,
hate, yeah,
and then they believe them because they have nobody else telling
And-
them
and you
otherwise.
look-
And then they go to college and they spend $100,000. So now they're $100,000 in debt. And they're 20 years old and they don't have a job. They don't have any meeting. They don't have any direction. They have nothing to be doing, and on top of that, they owe the government $100-some thousand. So no wonder all these fucking 20-year-olds are getting so depressed everywhere.
And when they get out, they half the time they can't even get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I hate is also it's like you're looked down upon in a lot of ways when you're like when people say like, are you going to college like next year? It's like, no, I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna work harder. They're like, oh,
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
People-
Oh, what the fuck am I supposed to go to Harvard next year? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? Like, just let me take a break.
Yeah,
Like, let
dude.
me rest. I've been
Literally.
doing school my entire life. My entire
Yeah.
life, every day, pretty much, except for obviously weekends, blah, blah. But even then, there's all sorts of extracurricular stuff on weekends. But I have been in this structured environment where it's like I need to learn this information over the span of a month or two, and then I'm tested on it. And depending on how I can remember it or how well I understand it, it directly affects my future or my prospects. It's just like that's such a shitty way to like. It's just there's a better way. It can be done better.
Absolutely. One of my
It's just-
biggest
But dude-
criticisms with the school system right now, at least in my experience, what I notice is the entire high school curriculum was literally just remember this for the test, pass the test, next thing. And I would just
Teachers weren't even trying to.
I
hide
would
that.
just retain a bunch of random information just so I could get a passing grade on the test, and then I would discard that information as soon as I passed the test, just so I could get on to the next one. And that's what I did for 4 years straight.
I mean, the problem is everybody is so different. Some people are really good at school and they go like, but
Yeah.
some people are not good. It's so hard to have all these different things for every single
Right.
person.
Also,
You know,
they talk about how like
it's
females
it's
usually,
hard.
Female usually are better at school just because like genetically how people I don't understand all that. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
but,
I think there's
but it
noticeable.
does make some sense. Yeah, where it's like men like just we have just so much energy. Like we just need to be doing stuff, and that's why we don't do well when we need to sit, through 5-6 classes an hour.
Well,
piece,
that's when you need
just
to take
sitting on board.
amphetamines. That's when you really need amphetamines.
Well, that's what Adderall's for.
Well, it's
Dude,
crazy.
that's
Because they take a 9-year-old and they say, oh, he can't sit in a
Oh,
chair
fu-
for
oh,
9
dude.
hours a day, so he needs fucking Adderall or
Yeah,
something.
horrible.
It's
No, that's
insane.
horrible.
It's so crazy. to
Now
me.
apparently it's really hard to get an Adderall subscription.
dude. That's why
Prescription, yeah.
working at Burwell is low key like fun.
Because you're
it's
just
chill.
doing something every day. Like,
Yeah,
though
you're always
sometimes it
active
can be
and
boring.
on
That's why
building
design
something.
seems so much fun because
Yeah.
we literally any company you can think of, we do work for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
and
company,
people-
it's amazing.
People miss those opportunities to get the go do certain jobs they never figure out, and because they
Yeah.
go straight to
Exactly,
academic
that's my
stuff.
point. Like a lot of people, I always come back to when people are always like, "Oh, why didn't you go to college right after school?" It's like, yeah, I have a bunch of friends, and it's true. I have a bunch of friends who are $150,000, $200,000 in debt right now, going to their senior
that's
year of
horrible.
college,
I mean,
who are
I-
doing
well-
something they absolutely hate,
Yeah.
but because their
It's
parents and the system and just how, again, they grew up and were wired, that they had to go into chemical engineering. They
Yeah,
had to, and
but
they're gonna hate their job.
you
They're
know
gonna
what
get
they
so
could
much
do?
debt.
They could work for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Build up your salary, take everything out, go to Vegas.
I thought you
and
were
put
actually gonna
everything
say
on red.
something like.
Because, dude, the only way out is gambling.
We've had such a bad run, bro.
You guys should not.
No,
be talking.
literally though,
God.
I think what you
I've
do
cut
is
it
you
back.
save up.
Like, I haven't gone.
We've done a very good
You
job.
save up the same amount of money you lost, and then you put it all on one hand.
That's
of
how you get
roulette,
back.
or
Dude,
not hand, but
get
put it on
even or
one.
get even
What
worse.
did Mitch say?
Once
I
you go.
just want to break even.
Yeah, true. Hey man, I just want to break even.
Dude, literally, bro. I have lost so much money since December to February. I've been getting better in March, for
I think
sure.
we were improving.
Yeah, no, definitely December to
second, bro,
February. Dude,
For a second, you were
dude, it was bad.
out of control.
All right, bro. Don't be exposing me, all right?
Yeah,
Not
but I was
exposing
out of
nothing,
control.
The whole,
Dude,
No, and
y'all
I
will put
admit
like
that.
$500.
Alright, bro,
in
chill.
the baccarat.
Yeah.
No, it was split, but dude, yeah.
That's
No,
still.
the problem
And I remember
was.
you guys would always come downstairs just like.
Uh,
And I'll be like, well, I take it you guys didn't win. I remember you
No,
were
the
so.
thing is, I was doing so good gambling, it was almost too good at one point. Because I was in early January. That's when I was like, holy shit! Like I've made $2,000 since December, and I was like, then I lost all this money. It was the fucking meme coins. Don't do fucking meme
Do
coins.
not do meme coins.
Dude, I lost $5,000 on some dumbass meme coin. Then I was like, I can get this back on gambling. And I lost even more, bro. God, it's
Seriously.
terrible.
Meme coins. What the hell?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
What?
No, the
That's,
people.
It's just gambling. That
It's
actually
literally
is just
Yeah,
gambling.
that's what
It's
the
like
problem
it's like
was.
a different version of a slot machine. You're just putting
Yeah.
your money in, hoping that
Yep.
it hits.
Hoping
You know,
it
just
goes up.
ching,
Yeah,
nothing,
literally.
ching, nothing. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah.
And I watched the money slowly go into that slot machine and just slowly.
Bro, George Droid coin went crazy though. Oh, 20,000%, bro.
Vine coin, bro. That was mine.
Dude,
Vine coin.
I'm
was a good
pissed
one.
on
Oh,
this
that's right,
that one.
Vine coin.
Dude, the
How
thing
about
is,
Trump coin? Do you put in
Yeah,
money?
Trump
in
coin. I did actually. Yeah.
yeah, we,
Biden coin
dude,
and
I
all
put
those?
it, dude. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that
it's
shit
Just
was
so
ass.
stupid. Though.
So dumb, dude. And I've been genuinely like, really feeling and getting closer to God. Like, can we talk about that?
How did we
Like,
just?
No, because gambling is like it's. I don't know what I'm not a priest or, but
Yeah.
No,
the,
you
the,
mean
the
is that
Bible
Bible
does say
says
stuff
gambling?
against gambling.
Yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. The point is that like you're that like high or whatever you were seeking and getting from gambling. It's like you're realizing.
No,
I don't know,
that's not what I'm
That's
saying.
not that you.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying gambling is like it's something in the Bible says that
Bible says
y-
everything.
like the scheme of getting rich quick
Oh, yeah.
directly
Oh.
goes into gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Like that is the whole point of it, you know.
You remember,
That's why it's
Shaniqua,
so-
pull up that clip. You remember
Yeah.
on the radio or that one guy? I can't remember that clip where he
What's
says
his
like,
name?
that's like from the '50s where he's like
Something
everybody in the
Harvey.
future, everybody,
Something Harvey.
in the
Something
future,
Harvey.
everybody,
Yeah.
Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
Yeah, we should actually
If
do
I
that.
were the devil,
We
Paul
can,
Harvey.
yeah, if I were the devil,
Yep.
we should
Yeah.
embed that. We'll embed
Dude.
that clip here.
Until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich.
Yeah.
But just the part about because it says that like in the future, everybody will seek to get rich quick through gambling
Yep.
and means
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
on
and
unholy
dude,
means.
you
know what I
see
mean?
that in our
It's so-
culture. It's everywhere.
Price picks,
Gambling
price picks,
everywhere.
bet MGM,
Meme
like,
coins,
yeah,
fucking
it's just-
even. I feel like even stock investing now is sort of like a get rich quick
I
scheme.
think to some extent yes, and that's because of Robinhood and things
Yeah,
like that.
like
It's exposed.
it's called dumb money.
Yeah.
It's dumb money,
Yeah.
and it pumps the markets up sometimes. But also, if you're gonna pump the markets up,
Yeah,
all
they
those
got-
people are gonna sell, and they're
Yeah,
going.
and then the big guy
Yeah,
always
and-
wins.
yeah, the
Like,
big guy always
the big
wins.
guy
That's why
always
we gotta
wins.
open a illegal gambling ring down here.
Yeah.
I mean, you start trafficking cocaine from Colombia.
So why do you think the stock market has seen such a? Do you think it's just a bunch of
Just-
globalist money leaving the
No.
markets, or is it just
No,
people
no.
are
Buddy.
actually
It's-
worried?
It's
or
literally just-
People are worried
Worried.
and they're taking their
So
money.
yeah, the
out.
biggest thing with trading stocks and everything else,
Pussies.
and you always hear, is that people are impulsive.
people
People,
panic? Yeah.
people, they buy and sell. They
Tell me
act
about
on
that.
their emotion. You know what I mean? And obviously, people are
Yeah.
are stupid. Like I don't know, they see something going down. They're like, oh, it's like FOMO. The whole idea of like FOMO is huge with
Oh, yeah. Oh,
investing,
yes.
and that goes
Yep.
both ways.
Yep.
Fear of missing out in the sense of a gain or a
gain
loss.
Or a loss. Yep.
And that's where, I mean, I think right now it's just people who don't actually understand economics or how the economy works, who are, of course, tariffs are going to affect us negatively at first, but in the long run, I believe it is going to be a positive because it's just going to kind of rebalance the scales
So-
with international trade.
Yeah.
Right
So
now,
what
the
is
US
Trump's
just-
vision for these like tariffs? He's withdrawing from all these economic alliances.
just
and,
wants-
like, what is
It's like a mix of isolationism, but less than that. It's just it seems like his stance on it, and it's true in a lot of ways, is that the U.S. has just been abused.
Yeah,
we're like
we've
the
been
we're like
Yeah,
the rich
we're
stepdad.
rich daddy.
We're rich daddy. Yeah, and
Yeah.
everybody looks to daddy for
Yeah.
oh, can you pay our car bill? Car bill like
Yeah,
war. Can
yep.
you pay this? Can you pay that? And it's like we're just done with that.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we have so many
We're
problems here at home
not done with it.
with-
We have one president that is trying to be done
no,
with it.
I'm
but
saying we're done with it in the sense of like, well, yeah, but he was voted in by 70-some
voted in.
million
True,
people.
yeah, okay.
So
Okay.
the majority are
Are
done
done.
with it. There are people
Yeah.
who still, who just don't fully get it. They
Yeah.
they're ignorant to some extent or whatever. And I understand there's different like social structures and classes, and some people just have a bad deal, man. They're just given a bad hand of cards. Like it's just whatever. But I think the way that internationally, just so many countries have just abused, the U.S. and how gracious and giving we are. Like, I know Shane Gillis said, in a long time ago, I said, like, we are, like, the most peaceful empire ever, if you think about it.
I mean,
like,
by
if the Roman
far.
Empire had nuclear bomb
By
and had the
far.
weapons and the
Yeah.
money and the resources we had, the world would not exist.
Yeah,
The fact that
seriously.
a country like the United States exists is just, like...
Well,
I mean, it's
do you
not
not
a
think that
miracle. It's
if
because
they
of
had
God, and
nuclear
it's just-
bombs, they wouldn't have used them because
They
they realized?
absolutely would have used
Do-
them because
but
they would...
hold on. Do you don't think that they would be like, huh, this might destroy us too? So
No, because we were the first ones to have it though. Like when
Okay,
we
but
had
what I'm
nukes, we were
saying-
the only ones who had it. We
Let-
could have just gone crazy.
okay,
We could've.
let's give ancient Roman Empire
Well, they
nukes,
understood
right?
it, but like they're equivalent.
They're
to
not going
that,
to
or, like,
destroy
warship.
themselves to destroy someone else.
They
You
did
think
though.
they would?
Literally, it was what happened to the Roman Empire. It collapsed because it got too big. There was too many people who wanted power. The
It's-
generals
yeah, it's
once said,
so-
"Well, this." It got so disconnected.
Yeah.
So the equivalent of the Roman, like a nuke, would be like, I don't know, like a Roman, like a longship or something. Like they had weapons of war that nobody else could even come close to, and that's why the Romans conquered, because they didn't give a shit.
'Cause they're
They
dogs.
enslaved
Dogs.
No, so that's my point. The U.S. if with the same mindset, if like our idea of like of the
would
longship
just
or
go
a great
run
weapon of
over
war,
everybody.
nuke. Yeah, we just go nuke.
I mean, yeah,
everybody who disagreed with us, and obviously the people who disagreed with us but were resource rich, we needed them. Obviously, we keep them alive, but we didn't slave them. It's exactly what the Romans did.
Right.
They just didn't kill who they needed for resources and
Yeah.
money and stuff like that.
I
But
mean,
otherwise,
take-
yeah, they
for
got rid of
example-
everybody. It was horrible.
after World War II, I mean, it was us, and then bleh. And we had the nukes, and nobody
Yeah,
else did.
yes.
And
We
we
could've
could
taken over
have
the world.
taken over the world,
We absolutely
and
could
we
have.
didn't.
And we did because
we did not
didn't.
do it.
Yeah.
We gave so much, and that's what's kind of interesting is after World War II, because when they were rebuilding Europe and whatnot, we gave billions,
We gave them a
billions
lot
of
of
dollars.
money.
Like
Yep.
we gave them so much money, and because to rebuild, obviously the war,
Mhm.
but we didn't even ask for it ever back, and we still haven't
Yeah.
gotten it back because it was on the one. It was kind of the. Not the stipulation, but the kind of the promise that they wouldn't become communists, because
Yeah.
we feared the
Right, yeah.
the Russians as
The
they
red
were moving.
wave that happened
Yeah.
in America.
Well, yeah, to be kind of red wave.
The
but-
red wave.
Yeah. But yeah, they feared the communists moving west through Europe, so they were giving money to France, just all these kind of war-torn countries,
Everybody.
to kind of be like, so don't join the communist
Yeah.
party.
Dude,
And,
why
that's
can't-
and it worked. It did work for a
They
while.
can't just spare me like a mill real quick.
Yeah, literally.
Like, we're
Wasn't-
giving billions
dude,
away and you
oh my-
can't spare
dude,
me
yeah,
a
when
mill.
you see like, they signed a new defense bill for $450 billion, it's like, huh?
Yeah.
I just need like $100,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Not even.
Just
bro.
invest.
Yeah.
Where's my yeah, come on, dude. Like,
I mean, what would happen if you just gave everybody $100,000? Though?
let's figure it out.
Like, what would actually
Well,
happen? Because
inflation.
wouldn't the value of money just go down?
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be inflation.
It would
That is
just-
that is basically the very definition of it,
Yeah.
or the catalyst for inflation. Is
Yeah.
when you
Oh
give
yeah,
people,
not
if you
good.
give everybody the same amount of a lot of the same thing, the value of that thing goes down because everybody has it. So if
Yeah.
you gave everybody $100,000, maybe people would be out of poverty. But a lot of that is just like people's just mindset
But,
on that.
yeah.
Like
You
they
know
just-
something
they
that
don't wanna
can't be
be
inflated? The glory and love of Jesus
Oh, I
Christ.
thought that was gonna go way.
Because you can give everybody, maybe not everybody, but you can give everybody the love and graciousness of God.
Mhm.
True. Yeah, that's what's
That
great. It's
doesn't-
free.
Dude,
But
Costs
some
nothing.
gods,
it's
I
so
mean,
beautiful. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, I've been genuinely like once you stop worrying and realize like God's got your back every day,
yeah.
life becomes so much more peaceful, and like I was looking forward
You
to
know, you have
for
somebody to
months.
rely on.
Right.
Yeah, like I was looking
Yeah.
forward to for months, just the weekend and like casino and whatever I was doing on the weekends,
Strip club,
hanging out.
Asian club.
Yeah, whatever I was doing, and it just like it at a point it just gets boring and like pointless, and then you realize like what do I have now? I mean,
What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's what you really
That's right.
ask
I never
yourself, yeah.
thought any of that was very fun because it just
because
seems
you've
so,
been through that already.
Yeah, literally, exactly.
Yeah.
We haven't.
Yeah, true.
Well, you
That's
learn,
true.
man. You learn. The hardest lessons
Yeah.
are always learned in the harshest ways.
Yeah,
That's
really,
what I
and
live by.
they took us by the fucking.
They took
Dude,
us by
they-
the cock and they twisted it off and fucking reattached it, man. Shit.
They ate that
Yeah.
shit, fucking
Oh
shit it
God.
out, and re-put it
Genuinely,
back.
got
man.
bad.
I've given so much money to the Indians, bro. Like, fucking,
Dog. True, it's true though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane,
yeah.
bro.
Dude, we found they get 80. What was it? The number 80
Yeah,
grand a month every adult on the Sioux
On the-
reservation
yeah.
from the casino.
So the Mystic Lake Casino, that the tribe that owns that casino, anybody a part of that
no,
tribe,
any adult.
any
a part.
adult gets $80,000 a month for just being alive, bro.
Yeah.
It's
But that's kind of our like.
Wait,
Sorry,
like, my bad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Whether we intentionally
We're
wipe
taking
them
this
out
land?
or just
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thing is,
No.
that's the thing. We didn't steal shit. We conquered it. There is a
Yeah,
difference.
there's-
I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest, and but I also understand there was horrible shit done in the
Oh,
Indian,
of
like
course.
Native
Yeah.
I
Americans.
mean,
Oh,
do you really
like,
own
it's-
land? It's kind of you're just like there
Yeah,
for
like,
that
thing is,
time being.
you
The
claim
only idea
Yeah.
of owning land is a
Yeah.
lot of that like
You don't own
idea
shit.
is usually provided by like a government, because the government
Yeah.
then identifies or recognizes that you are as a private a citizen, and that's where again U.S. like thankfully we have that. A lot of countries don't.
yeah.
You
can't
don't own. You
land.
can't own. You can own land, but you can't really own land because it's gonna be somebody else's some. At
Yeah,
some
but that's
point.
because we have
So you can't
rights.
steal
Well, we
Yeah,
have a very
we have-
complex system set up.
There.
Like your dad owns this land for the time being.
Do they?
Actually, the bank owns
does.
it. Yeah, until you pay it
Oh,
off.
because he hasn't paid it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Which
where it
is-
gets sketchy, and it's like, because
The
now the
bank
fucking
owns
banks. Yeah, it's always the banks.
Like for instance, my parents, the house is paid for, everything's paid for. So yes, they own it. Problem is stupid.
The
is that-
banks.
The banks.
No, man, I'm going there.
Are we going there?
But the problem is that even then, what's so stupid is even if you own the land, you still have property tax.
Right.
Even after like you own it.
Well,
and
that's the
everything.
thing. I got pulled over the other day because my tabs were expired, and it made me think. Okay, so I work in order to pay taxes, so I can pay for the roads that I'm driving on.
Yep.
And I bought my car with my own money, and I bought my insurance with my. Okay, my parents pay for my insurance, but they bought the insurance with their fucking money, and they pay for the insurance, and I pay for the car, and it's my car. I own it. I own the road because my tax money paid for it. But I still have to pay the government in order to receive a piece of paper that big
to get an ID
that says
Yeah.
I can drive.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And I'm getting pulled over.
Dude, like an
because of
ID
that.
costs like
you gotta
$130.
understand where they're coming from.
I don't understand where they're coming from at all. Honestly.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like the government's there to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Well,
let me stick that back in there.
slight technical difference.
Oh, it's like fuck, dude. Have I not given you enough money? I have to pay you another $100 just for a thing that says I'm allowed to drive my own car that I own on a road that I paid for.
And then my taxes are going thousands of miles away
Yeah.
to.
So who
Zil-
knows where
To
the fuck
Ukraine?
we're? Yeah. It's
I'm
ridiculous.
Ukrainian.
Yeah, hey,
I
he's
can say
Ukrainian.
this
Yeah.
shit.
Hey.
I was born in Kharkiv. I was adopted as a young child, but I am Ukrainian, and I can say fully
Bro
that.
remembers the trauma.
Yeah.
I
you
remember
remember being
I
born?
remember the goats. Do I remember being born?
Do you remember the war?
Yes, I remember the.
Shit.
No, but I the goat's milk, the sour goat's milk. No, but my yes, I can say this is that it's fucking ridiculous. The war. They just want to keep it going and going and
Yeah.
going because a lot of it's sad
There's a
because
lot
the
of people
innocents and the,
making a lot
the
of money.
soldiers and obviously innocent
Yeah.
civilians, they pay the price. But at the end of the day, the politicians and the generals, they pat their pockets. They get rich off of it. I mean, that's all. That's a lot of
That's
wars
it.
have been caused and will be are prolonged because of money. Because it
Literally,
makes
it's
so much money.
It's so
It's
simple
fucked.
if you think about it.
Like my city's gone. Kharkiv does
Yeah,
not exist. Like,
it's-
I have seen
it's-
photos of
yeah.
it. It's gone because it's right next to the Russian border.
It seems
Horrible. It looks
complex,
like
but it's
Dude,
so,
what
if you simplify it, it's
Sad.
so you have these big weapons companies and they sell weapons.
defense
okay.
contractors.
You also have the companies who make the ingredients to make this drink. So in order for them to make money, they need people who want this drink. So I buy this drink, they make money.
Yeah, it tastes
In
good.
Ukraine or wherever, they need wars to sell their weapons to,
Yeah.
so they make money. It's the
There's
same.
no-
It's the same exact concept. So
Yeah.
they want wars. That's it.
That's
That-
military-industrial
It's really
complex.
as simple as that. I
It's
feel
that
like.
simple.
Yeah.
Dude, like, do you ever think like about your biological father and how he's like could be like some war hero or
Yeah.
war criminal
most
who just
likely-
took out a
most
whole
likely,
village?
bro.
Yeah,
dead,
yeah,
but-
he might be dead,
Yeah,
bro.
the ghost
Dude,
of
like,
Kiev.
but he
Yeah,
could have
imagine
been a,
that's
he could have been a
him.
dog, bro.
He might
Yeah.
You ever want to know that?
Well,
Would-
yes, but
could
there's
you ever
no
know that?
way
There
to
would
Do you
be
think
no
there's
way.
any
way.
Dude, until you
There's
like die
no-
and like can figure out
There's
what
yeah, that'd
happened,
be
yeah.
weird.
He's
That
probably
would be.
just in some trench, laying face down in the mud.
Okay.
Holy shit,
Alright, that's deep, bro.
that's dark. Yeah.
Bro, but his
But that's the
legacy,
reality we're
his
looking at.
his blood lives on through you, bro.
Yeah. No, I think about that a lot.
And you're living in America now. That's so crazy.
I won the lottery.
Yeah, you literally did.
Fuck winning the
you
Powerball.
could have been in the trenches right now.
I would be. The war literally started
Holy
when I
shit.
turned 18.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
almost
you would have
like-
been in there.
I
You'd probably be dead.
I would have been
now,
the
bro.
first one to be drafted. I would be dead.
You probably would have been dead. You probably got blown up by some drone.
You'd see me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like,
Instagram Reels,
yeah.
Alex.
God.
Dude, that shit
Fucking
is
blown up.
dark, bro.
Yeah.
Instagram
Horrible.
Reels.
That one day, what it was like
Oh
February
my
26th
God.
or whatever.
Yeah, that was
Horrible.
so weird, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started with you, and you were like, "What the fuck's up with my algorithm?" And I'm like,
No, I
"What?"
woke up that first day.
Yeah.
It was just death.
Yeah.
Elephant crushing person. Death.
Yeah.
Somebody getting stabbed to death. That shot in the face. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Every single
It's
video.
crazy. And then I went on there because I thought you guys were tweaking. I'm like, "Oh my god!"
I remember texting Jacob, being like, "This is wild."
Yeah.
Like,
What? I
fuck?
wonder what
So
happened.
it was because they were using a new AI filter like model.
And
to-
everyone just loves death.
No, they're
Yeah, I don't even
they're
know,
using
bro.
apparently using like an AI algorithm to moderate content, and for some reason it wasn't trained or it wasn't like told to moderate like sensitive content and stuff. So it just
So-
pumped all of that because it realized that
Is
people
that
were
much
watching it and
stuff
interacting.
really just going out?
Oh yeah,
Really?
it's still on Instagram. You go back, if you
Yeah,
scroll
where the
back far
fuck are
enough,
these
it's still on
videos
there.
coming from? Like,
Oh dude,
Who's-
it's all CCTV. It's live
yeah.
leak. It
But
comes
who is
from.
posting those, and how are they getting spread?
Can we talk about? Okay. I'm not gonna get into like my whole relationships. You guys know, but I don't think it's fair right now to be
No.
talking about that.
Yep.
But the online world can be so weird. Like a fake account. This whole story behind like the Instagram fake accounts has
Yeah.
been targeting one of our buddies
Yep.
and just
Oh,
like
geez,
trying to
yeah.
like slander his name. And then they came after me with the fake account after I was in Mexico and like told the fake account told my girlfriend that I cheated on her in Mexico, and like they took a post from
Yeah.
an older Instagram post from somebody who went to the same place
Yep.
months ago, and they took that post. AI generated the face that was on the profile picture on that.
Yep.
So my then girlfriend took that post, or took the post and like retracted back to the original person who posted it and was like, yeah, that's crazy, because she
Yeah.
believed it, because this person, whoever it is, like
Yeah.
we don't know who it is,
I think we do.
came with like such a like the way they were talking was so like just inviting and like, I'm here to like help. So you got to be careful
Yeah.
who you're meeting
Oh,
on the
it's
internet and who
disgusting.
talks to
Yeah,
you.
The internet is starting
Oh
to become
my
a
God.
very weird place, and
Yeah,
now
it's
we have
terrible.
It
AI.
has been since
and,
the beginning.
yeah,
But
but
Yeah.
now,
it's like
now we have AI. To
You don't
add
know
on
who
top
you're
of it.
talking
Yeah.
to,
That's
bro.
what I was gonna say. That's
Yeah.
the
You don't
biggest
know.
difference. Is now it used to be always you were talking to a real person.
Yeah.
Now you have no
Yeah.
idea.
Well, for the
This
first
person-
time, it's so strange because how long have humans been around? Like 20,000 years? Something,
that
give
is
or
a
take.
whole
That's
nother
up for debate.
conversation.
Yeah.
I
How
sure.
many what?
How many years
have
have
like
humans
the modern
been around?
human been
Yeah.
around?
Oh,
Okay,
the
so
modern
let's
one.
just for the sake of conversation, just for the sake of conversation, we'll say 20,000 years. Just in the last 40 years, all of a sudden, just like this, we're all connected. Boom.
40, fucking 20.
20. Yeah,
The
you could
internet's
even say
40.
20. Now
Yeah,
we're all
20.
just connected all of a
yeah.
sudden. And I
No,
don't
it's
think
crazy.
we've learned how to adapt to that yet at all.
No,
I mean, 'cause-
absolutely
yeah.
not. Like anything, I mean, it's with any technology. Again, that's where it's just fascinating with the rate of technological
Yeah, oh
advancement.
my
Like
God,
somebody
it's-
born in the 30s, who's in their 90s now,
Hold up.
the shit they've seen is just
Yep.
wild.
And now AI is coming along, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. And we have, I don't think anybody has any idea what the future holds, and it's a little frightening.
Yeah.
It's a little frightening. And where was I going with that?
I'll just AI.
Yeah, it's like AI, because you could be sitting in a courtroom one day, and they're gonna pull up a video of you murdering somebody.
Oh, I
And
think we were talking
and
about
you,
this.
Yeah, and you know it's not a real video, because it's just AI. But how are you supposed to prove that? Because it's indistinguishable from reality. Like the new image generation that ChatGPT just came out with.
4.0?
I cannot tell an AI image from reality now. I can't.
Yeah.
I literally cannot. If you generate a human face with AI, it is indistinguishable from an actual human
What's
being.
scary is that does that actually look like? Is there how many people there are? There's like almost 8 billion people in the world. I gotta imagine that those AI generated people, there is somebody out there who actually looks just like that. I've always thought about that.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
dude.
How
Yeah.
weird that'd be.
Yeah, that could be.
Because
right.
like it's generating an image
At
of a
least
person
close. Right, at least.
from information it has. That's how AI. Again, that's the thing. Like
Because we haven't made it to AGI yet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like AGI, artificial general intelligence,
Yeah.
makes its own decisions and
It
it,
can-
makes
it
its
can
own.
create-
Yeah,
it
it
can
can create
actually-
its own thing. AI is just
Yeah.
it's all based on information.
it's
fed.
what's it called? It's learning based.
I heard this one thing. It was like AI has always been around, but we have just discovered it. You know what I mean?
How? Because
Well, the idea of consciousness and
Yeah,
it's
and
okay.
and
Then it gets into the
mind.
question.
Yeah,
Is,
it's so weird.
that is a weird. That's a cool philosophical.
Yeah.
How is consciousness created?
What is consciousness?
What is it?
Dude.
How is it created?
Like when you die,
Where
they
does
always
it
say
come
like you
from?
see
Listen
stuff
to this.
floating out of your body. I heard
Listen to this. You know, if I held my breath right now, or like one of you choked me out,
Mhm.
the first thing I would lose is my consciousness. So I feel like we're breathing in consciousness.
Well, oxygen through.
No,
oxygen.
like we're breathing
'Cause
in some
Wait.
like
Well,
universal thing
Universal
that's
thing.
just
Yeah,
maybe it's
but-
just energy.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Like
I think, well, the idea is that you breathe in oxygen, which then it goes to your lungs, which is then through bronchioles, it's through your blood, which gives you then oxygen, goes through your heart, circulates.
no.
That. No, but again, like that's a scientific way of looking at it. But I think consciousness is more than just like the oxygen we breathe. I think oxygen is required, obviously, for our human body.
Yeah.
Consciousness is like it's interdimensional. I don't think it actually.
Nobody-
We think in the
It's-
third
yeah,
dimension,
it really
like
is
the
weird.
air and the shit around us. You breathe that in. That's you can tangible. You can touch
Yeah.
it. I think consciousness is just
Yeah, it's so
it's
weird.
here. It's right here.
yeah.
Like, it's-
it
it's-
lives somewhere in here,
Yeah.
and it can move, and it can. It's just yeah. I don't know. That's why
And
the brain's
deja
history-
vu.
Deja vu.
I've talked
That's
extensively with you about what
Yeah.
I think deja vu is.
Well, I think it's like the science. Like I think it's either, dude, I don't know.
Maybe it's just your brain
Insane.
playing tricks on you. Like it
I-
really
I-
could just come down.
I
to
think
that.
deja vu in a lot of ways is just like you, because they say a lot. I don't know. Depending on how vivid your dreams are, and that's a whole nother thing. But I think it's directly related with when you dream and in your subconscious mind, you almost you tap into like a fourth dimension. Does that make sense? The idea
Yeah.
that time is less of a time becomes a physical thing, where then when you're dreaming, you it's almost like you're able to look around the future and to see things that are not to come yet. Because
Yeah.
you're in this like other dimension, your
Yeah,
subconscious is
Yep.
exploring a world of fourth dimension where time is the physical dimension. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird.
no, I
And
kind of get what you're
so,
saying.
so then when you have deja vu, it's you are in a way remembering something you saw. It's
Yeah.
so brief and so like
You can't
minuscule.
even know.
You don't even
yeah.
know where you saw it or how, but it's so instant. You're like, whoa, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and you get it to different levels. Some deja vu, you're like, holy shit, like it literally, like you feel like it takes you out of your body.
Yeah.
Other times you're like, well, that's weird. And maybe it's because the human brain is excellent at pattern recognition and you know
Right.
understanding.
I
Because people are predictable and you know
Yeah.
situations and things, but I don't know. I have some dreams that are so vivid where it's like,
Yeah,
Whoa,
I
like,
really,
that was so
I've
weird.
had experiences where I really do believe, like, I have been here
Yes,
before.
absolutely.
Like, I have been
I
in
have
this
seen
exact,
this. I
yeah.
have been in this spot. I've
Yeah.
lived this, or I haven't lived it, but it already had been written for me. Like
Right.
it's not like we're just
It's-
kind of playing along through a already
And
written like game. Right?
I kind of whenever I have it, it's like I can almost like know what's coming next, but then it just happens.
Yeah.
But I don't know it.
Right.
as you're thinking about
At-
what you know it's happening.
Yeah.
It
yes,
It's
it
so
happens. So
weird, bro.
occasionally though, I have been.
Yeah.
Only a couple times where I
Occasion?
actually. What,
Occasion?
bro? Okay.
Hey, Pop Out Cajun Club.
Cajun
This
Club,
is
shout
not
out.
sponsored.
This is sponsored by. No, occasionally I have had it where
Club.
I actually remember what is about to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I will look over here and I'll be like, wait, that's about to happen. It happens. And then I
Yeah.
remember that I knew that was going to happen because I already
It's-
seen it. It's like,
yeah,
it's like it
yeah,
just,
it fucks
it's
you
a
up.
paradox. It's
I think
fascinating.
I think it's just at work one time. Now that I'm remembering it, like I was like playing something in my mind that could possibly happen, and you know I didn't know, like I'd never have thought about it before. Like right now I thought about it, but before I probably would have forgotten all about it until that event
oh yeah.
came about, and then
and
I
then
would
it,
be
it,
I was like,
trigger something.
yeah,
Exactly.
like I've done
That's
that
where it's
before.
fun to do. I would suggest have a dream journal. I know it sounds
Yeah. Oh,
But if
yeah,
you have
no, for
very
sure.
vivid
No, I
dreams,
like that.
Write them down because
Yeah.
I do that. I have
Dude,
a book next to
I
my
know.
bed.
I'm a
next
strong.
to my bed that
I'm a strong believer that when you have a dream like that you really can remember and it actually means. I think your brain or your consciousness is actually trying to tell you something that is meaningful and that's something that you can learn from.
That's probably God. Like
Yeah,
some
or
entity,
God, or
some
something
higher
is
being.
trying to tell you something.
Tell me
when you
what.
dream.
I had a dream that I was
Something that you
being,
need
Something
to know.
important though. A lot of times you remember.
I had a
like,
dream where I was up in my room.
Sorry, my bad. Oh, I have a dream. Oh no, I have a dream. Yeah.
I have a
I had a
dream.
dream that one day.
Hey,
boys
when are the
across
MLK
nation-
files coming out, bro?
Yeah, same with JFK. That didn't
Yeah.
mean anything. Like they did, there was
They
just
didn't
nothing
find.
in
They
that.
didn't find anything.
It literally
I
said
saw
nothing.
I saw a few things.
Yeah, but it's all redacted. Redacted.
No, that's not true.
A lot of the stuff is
That's
still
cap.
marked out. I've
What-
read them.
No, I saw some.
I didn't read
saw
all. I
some
didn't read all
real
400
stuff.
pages.
I saw some
well,
real stuff.
my
And it's nothing we
dream-
don't
Yeah.
already know. Yeah, sorry, man.
Yeah, your dream.
What? Tell me what my dream means when I'm looking out the window and all the lights in the neighborhood just simultaneously turn on.
Turn on.
Yeah.
Maybe
That-
you're.
Maybe I was turned on.
You're coming to a realization about something,
Yeah, it
and
seems
the
like
lights
you're-
turn on. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming to a.
It's like a
What's that?
metaphor. It's
I
some
didn't
sort
realize
of. Like,
shit.
You're not looking deep enough, maybe. How? When was this?
I
dream?
think we need to all
Years
do.
Years ago.
I think we all need to do DMT.
Yeah.
On.
Hey, I'm down, bro.
Oh god, DMT pen.
Let's shoot up.
That's what I've been
On
saying. dude.
camera.
Heroin.
It could be like a new since you're growing up and you're hitting puberty, a new part of your brain is activating, and that's the those are the lights that are
My
turning on.
balls dropped.
My balls
The
are
lights lit
activating.
up.
Yeah. I'm horny now.
Oh,
Yeah.
boom.
The lights just turned on. Bro.
Yeah.
You need to find something.
Kajinga.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like-
That's when you do the fucking sound thing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
wooga.
It's deer
Yeah, I
headlights.
think dreams are fucking fascinating, bro.
Yeah, I often. I don't know, I love dreams, but I hate them. It's,
I
Yeah.
often.
well, no,
I often have dreams.
no, but I'm saying like I often have it where like I have some dreams that are horrible.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I wake up and it fucking ruins my morning. Where I'm like,
Why?
they're just violent and
Like
horrible.
what?
They're just nightmares. It's just
Like of you doing something or something
sometimes
happening?
me doing something. I'm seeing shit that's horrible. I'm
Yeah.
in a situation. Just
Alright, bro, I
just
think that's
horrible
just you,
stuff.
dude.
Oh no, it is. And there's certain people who do dream more than others. Like actually, Jacob
Yeah.
says he hasn't had a dream in like years,
Really?
like 10, 15 years. He says he doesn't.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just some
I think
people's
it's part of
brains
your
are
brain's
wired?
disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's actually kind of sad. I think you should dream. I think it's
You
important.
should. I
It
think-
shows that you're connected. But again, sometimes it's like I don't want to dream. Like stop. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
But it's bad. It's horrible. I
Right.
see
Okay.
horrible
Well,
stuff.
when you have one of those dreams,
How can
try
I see
to
beautiful things?
try to look at it and try to
Oh, I do. I
delve
write it
into
down.
it and
I
try
write
to
it. That's
try
why I
to
have a-
take
I have a
something
dream-
away.
I have
Try
a
to
dream
take something
time.
away from it.
I like
do.
all the
It's
dreams
more
I
just my
don't
fingers,
want to
yeah.
happen, or no. Whenever I realize I'm dreaming, I wake up and then it sucks. 'Cause
Really?
I never,
I like it-
never can stay in a dream when I
Really?
realize I'm in a dream.
I've gotten good at it's lucid dreaming is what it's called.
You do lucid dreaming?
I do.
Holy
I've gotten really
shit.
good at where I know I'm in a dream and I can create environments. I've been able to like create
Dude,
like,
I wanna
like
do that,
structures
bro.
and buildings, but it's
Oh.
so hard because you feel like you're on the edge of coming out of it, so you have
Yeah.
to like it's so weird.
You really
but
have to
also,
focus.
I've had it where I realize I'm in a dream and what the hell I'm in a, like
Am
a
I dreaming?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in a bad dream or something, and I will like. Abort
Abort.
is the best word because I literally like tell
Yeah.
myself like 3, 2, 1 like in my head I'm
Yeah.
literally like
And then you
we're
just
coming out of
abort,
it and then I'm
abort.
like and then I come out
Yeah.
like, holy
Speaking
shit.
of abort.
I've had- Nope.
Oh
No.
shit!
We're
Oh
not ending it
shit!
with that.
Oh shit!
No.
Speaking of a,
But you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like
No,
so
I do
fun.
know what you
Lucid
mean,
dreaming
though.
is awesome.
That would. And I've known I was in a dream, but it just, it
Yes,
doesn't
so-
last. as
If you
long
want to
as
know
I
how to
want
lucid
it to.
dream, there actually is a trick to it. Usually, what you need to do, and because you guys are working, you'll never be able to do this, sadly, unless you have like a extended break. Is you need to sleep for about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours, and then you're up for about 2. And you know when you're like comfortably tired. Does that make sense? Where like the melatonin in your brain, like you're just comfy and like you know that beautiful feeling of sensation of falling
Yeah.
asleep. When you catch that after because you've been you slept for like 4 or 5 hours, so you're awake, but you're awake for like an hour or 2, and then you just naturally fall into that like deep
Right.
REM sleep.
Yeah.
That, or I guess that's a contradiction, but like REM, that is where you will always find that you can lucid dream because you're like I don't know,
Yeah.
you're like somehow connected to I don't know. 'Cause
Your
it's
brain's still active.
It is.
so
It's
you
active to a
realize.
level, and also you're comfortable. Like you're at peace.
Yeah.
So you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So it's not like the dream is taking over you. You actually can take over the dream. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to sleep for about 4 or 5 hours, wake up, be up for a couple hours, and then just let yourself just slowly doze off. And that's when you.
Well, it's
can
weird that we can do that.
Are you like repping that shit? Like,
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I'd go to bed at like 8 in the morning. I'd sleep till about noonish or whatever. I'd be up till about 3, and then I'd go back to sleep till about
Jesus
like
Christ.
7. And those 4 hours, I could be in lucid
Is
dream.
that when you got
Bro's day
depressed,
is
bro?
flipped.
No, that's when I
Okay.
wrote in my best works.
Oh,
All my
shit, I
the
guess.
best stuff I've ever.
maybe we need to
created.
work during the day or night and sleep during the day.
I don't think that's how
You don't want
humans
to do
are
it. It
built
does
at
fuck
all.
up your
Yeah.
circadian rhythm. But that is
What
if you
what
wanna,
is a circadian rhythm?
Circadian, it's just like I don't know. The circadian rhythm is, again, it's kind of theoretical, but it's proven to an extent that the
Yeah.
idea that your mind is directly connected with the day cycle. When it is light
Yeah,
and the
I
sun
think-
comes up, your body wants to be awake.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
When it's
because
dark out, it
the
wants to
sun,
be-
I feel like, gives you energy.
It does,
you
because
know?
of vitamin D. It literally does. So when I have a fucked sleep schedule where I was waking up as the sun was going down and then going to bed when it was coming up, like, bad.
Dude, even
Dude, the Minecraft days when that would happen.
Yeah, but those were like, that was fun. Like, we were having fun. Like, this is just...
speaking of the sun, dude, the way my brain works, maybe I'm alone on this, but the way
Bro's getting turned
the
on.
way my brain works is
Alright, who's fucking
even
stiff?
even something like the sun fascinates me, because we're here on this planet, and you have a giant ball of fucking lava
It's
floating
not
in the
lava.
fire, whatever,
It's
floating in
it's
the
it's a fission reaction.
floating in the. It's a fission reaction.
It is.
Floating in the sky,
Motherfucker, you just called it lava.
and it just keeps us alive, bro. Like,
Dude,
how
that's
the
what
fuck-
it's God, bro.
It's God. It has to be God.
Like this one quote. Remember
Yeah.
that quote
Yep.
in church where it was like, you know,
You
atheists believe in something from nothing, the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Christians believe in a virgin birth and a resurrection.
Yep.
Pick your miracle.
You can
bro.
choose your miracle.
Pick your miracle.
Because either
I agree
way,
with that. That's a great way. to
either
put
way,
Yeah.
we are living on this planet
What's more
under
incredible than
impossible consequences.
that. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
incredible or harder to believe? That everything came from nothing, or that there is a higher being and there is intelligent design?
Yeah, dude.
Like, what seems more logical? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That everything came from nothing. Yeah, I believe that. That seems
Yeah.
more plausible.
Right.
Makes no
What
sense.
the fuck?
So,
What
like,
do you mean?
I-
also, how empty that and hollow that is.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Like, cause then what's the point?
One of the best-
Although,
anything?
to be fair, there are other. I was going to sorry. Back to the point with the sun. There are other planets that are in the Goldilocks though, that are where they're warm enough to have liquid water.
Yeah,
and
but
have
they don't have.
Well,
like-
we don't know that because we don't have telescopes that can zoom in
Oh,
far
sure.
enough to actually see if there's
Yeah.
shit walking on the surface.
Okay, sure.
Or like Alpha Centauri and
Right.
AB
Oh,
and
yeah, oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Alpha Centauri. Y'all ever seen Lost in Space?
No.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
one? The original or
I think the
new
remake
show?
on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I never really watched
Dude,
it.
that
Well,
one's a
The
good.
original's great.
Okay, well let's let Evan
One of the
cook
best
up for us.
arguments I've ever heard for why there is a God,
Yeah.
and it's very simple actually,
Okay.
is they went through this at church the other day.
Yeah.
It's very
Yep.
simple.
Yep.
When you're sitting at a nice restaurant
Okay.
and you're sitting at your table and you order,
Keep cooking.
and the waitress brings your plate and you have a plate of beautiful food,
Yep.
do you think, man, it's crazy how this fucking
Oh, yeah.
great food just put itself together over millions of years?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's just crazy. Or do you assume a chef in the kitchen created this
Yeah.
food?
But at the same
Actually,
time, like, you know, given an infinite
Infinite. It's
infinite amount of
infinite,
time,
yeah.
anything can happen.
That's what I'm getting to. I think Ben Carson, you know Ben Carson, the neurologist, and they ran
But
the
I
guy
agree
show.
with you. Sorry.
He has a famous quote. I'm pretty sure it's him that says that atheists believe that if a tornado went through an old what's it called, like a graveyard, like an aircraft graveyard, that if a tornado went through enough times, eventually one of those times, a 747 would be fully ready to go with the engines fully fueled, avionics on, ready
Dude,
to take off.
sure, but
That's
given
the idea.
given an
technically-
That if
infinite
with
amount of time,
Infinite amount of time.
it has to
Technically,
happen.
It has to happen, technically.
By yes, in the sense of infinite.
Infinite.
Again, that's a simple
But then-
explanation compared to how complex the
But then,
universe is.
but then you
It's
say
like that, my point is that can't be just random. though.
right. But then
And
you
that
say
means how
like
many times is the universe
it
existed?
gets into the
Yeah.
question like, is our universe infinite? How long
How
has
many
the universe?
multiverse? Winning the multiverse.
What is the universe? universe. Nobody knows. That's the fascinating.
Nobody knows shit. We're floating through a rock in the middle of
Nobody
nowhere,
knows anything.
and it's expanding
clueless.
Nobody
infinitely.
knows.
It's
Yeah.
literally expanding. The universe is expanding faster than the speed of light.
But
How do
nobody
you know
knows
that?
Because we can't see beyond it.
But
the event horizon.
when light's just expanding into the stuff that's
That's
already
the
there.
point. It's beyond it. We literally cannot
So
see.
it's not expanding. It's just going into the stuff that's already there.
Well, no, but it's expanding into nothing.
It's expanding into the universe.
No, the universe itself is it's expanding. What's it going into?
It's going into itself.
Fuck is the. What is
It
the? What?
is infinite. We can't see past the light because the light has.
Yeah, but it's going.
It's like-
think
it's
of it
like
in
a dark
bubble. It's
room.
a circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle. Where is that going into?
Okay.
Exactly, it
Think of
doesn't
a
make
light bubble.
sense.
Think of this as a light bubble. This is our universe right now that we can see. Everything out it exists, but the light we just can't
It's expanding
see.
into nothing, though.
It's
Because
not.
there's nothing there. The universe is everything that exists. Dark matter, light matter, all mass, all everything. It's expanding into nothing. There is nothing behind it. You're thinking of it as like a curtain, like you're pulling the curtain, through on a stage. You're pulling it across, but there's nothing behind there. It's
How
not
do
in
you
a
know?
box.
How
It's
do you
not-
know?
Because
You can't see past the
Well,
light.
exactly. That's my point. Because there's nothing. Are we in a box then? Are we in a perfect box where there's a cylinder? It's
Dude,
expanding,
I don't
it's a sphere?
think
My
anybody
point-
knows anything.
That's my point.
Like,
That's what
nobody
I'm trying to get down
knows
to. Is that nobody knows
anything.
anything. We're on a
Nobody
box
knows
spinning
why we're
through
here, who
nowhere.
put us here, where we're going.
I
what
know
we're
who
doing.
put us here.
Yeah, I think you can have
Mommy
your
and your
beliefs.
daddy
Yes.
have
Like,
love and
even something as simple as we take for granted. When I do this, what is this?
That's some weird
Like, what am I
dance move.
moving? What am I moving through? I'm
Buddy, you're moving your hand.
I'm moving my hand. I'm moving my physical hand
Okay.
through space. But how? How?
Well, okay,
You
well,
you
okay,
have to understand where I'm coming from. Well, how?
I think the rails
don't
are.
know.
I think the wheels are coming off the train.
Yeah.
What
But
do you
how?
mean how?
When you do this, how?
Because I'm moving my hand.
Space. So what is space?
Space is space.
But what is space?
What do you mean?
Space
what
is-
is
okay.
space?
Where
Okay,
where
you-
did
you can-
space come from?
It's
God,
the fabric.
God,
It's the
okay.
fabric of reality. It is a fabric because it can be stretched, it can be bended, it can, it can
Yeah.
be deformed. That's how gravity works. Gravity deforms space, time. That's why you always talk about
Yeah.
the fabric of space. You know what I mean?
Alright, bro,
So-
we're getting way too theological, theoretical,
Yeah,
We're
bro,
getting,
it's just
we're getting very
theories.
theoretical, yes.
Very
and that's the
theoretical.
thing is where I don't know. The universe is expanding into nothing behind.
Bottom
it's pushing,
line-
it's pushing against something, but we don't know what that
Bottom
is.
line, there's a creator.
There has to be.
There has to be.
There
I-
has
That's
to
the
be.
bottom line.
We
And
are
he
here
is-
under impossible circumstances.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Not even impossible. Just
unimaginable.
Not realistic.
Not even realistic.
like,
not even
statistically
possible.
just improbable. I
But
mean, it just-
the problem I have with that is, given enough time, something.
yeah, that's right. When you start thinking in
Yeah,
terms
like-
of infinity,
Okay,
which is
but-
something we don't fully understand, of course. But then, if everything is infinite, like if everything is every equation, if every solution, if every answer, rule, whatever is put into an idea of infinity, then that means nothing really matters because all of it will eventually happen. You see what I mean? That,
Well,
that
that's
kind of
so.
just.
Yeah, I heard a theory of.
I disagree with that. I don't think that doesn't seem.
He hasn't even
Yeah.
given you the theory.
No, I'm saying what I was saying, not your theory. I'm saying what I think.
I have a theory.
I disagree with it. Yeah. So I heard a theory.
No, I'm saying what I
I
was saying.
can't
I
remember
disagree
what
with
it's
that idea.
called. Shaquisha could pull it up.
Yeah, hey, yo,
Yeah.
what's her name?
No, I thought it was Felicia.
Felicia, pull that up.
So
Where's Spencer?
if we can assume,
Bro. Yeah,
if we
where's
can
the-
assume that the universe is infinite,
Okay.
anything will happen at any point in time over an
Yep.
infinite amount of time.
There's
It's called
infinite
Murphy's
amount
Law.
of you
That's
and
called
me.
Murphy's Law.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Anything that can happen will happen.
who's to say that your whole life is just something that appeared in space-time for a second and you went through your whole life in that little ball of energy
Yep.
and then it just disappears and then infinity just keeps going on.
I do think about that how
Yeah,
like
inconsequential the
maybe-
human life is.
Yeah.
One person, like it's so short, it's just a blip. It means nothing.
Dude, that's why God exists.
That's what I was about to say. That gives us
Yeah.
meaning. But then you start thinking deep into that. This is where I'm going to be devil's advocate, where it's like, is that just humans trying to find a purpose? Is that like our innate
It could just be our nature.
to want to feel
Yeah.
like there is something
Yeah.
after death? You know what I mean? We don't want it to just seem like end, because what does anything mean? I don't know. That's where you get really deep into
I agree.
philosophy.
When I
where it's like,
really-
is that all just a creation?
You gotta look at the evidence,
Yeah,
man.
when I really
I know that's
think
there
about
is
it,
evidence that proves contrary, that's why I
Yeah.
think there has to be a God. It just doesn't make sense otherwise. It seems so dull and lifeless. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know how.
when I actually really think about it, when I'm going to bed at night and I'm drifting off to sleep and I'm praying to God and
Yeah.
I'm just actually thinking about it, every single time I come to the conclusion that no, there's no way we're just here. There's no way. It's too much of a coincidence. It's
The fact
too
that we all know each
impossible.
other, we're talking
It's
right
too
now.
crazy. Something has to be behind it. Every
Right.
single time I
Yeah.
come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Every
Why
time I
you gotta
agree.
wake up in the
Every-
morning and thank God, bro.
Every
Or even
every
waking
time
up.
I run, because I don't know, I as a kid, everything I would just overthink everything, and I
Yeah.
always as a kid, even now, I always will run that I go simulation, whatever you want to call it, run that test where I think yes, like could it be by accident? Could there actually be no creator or anything? And I really try to break it down step by step. I don't know. It always just comes to whether maybe not God in the Protestant sense or the way we look at it, but there is a creator.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's where agnostics. I gotta admit, like you if you're agnostic, I give you some respect because at least you believe in there's some creator. You
Yeah.
just don't know specifically.
So here's where it gets scary.
I was about to tell a horror story.
We know the simulation theory. Everyone's familiar with that. So the simulation theory says that over an infinite amount of time, technology advances so much that eventually you could create a reality that's indistinguishable from your reality. So like a video game that's literally just real life
Yeah.
for the people inside of the video game.
Yep.
Yeah, think about the NPCs in
So-
GTA. They think they're real.
No, they don't, because it's not that advanced yet.
No, but think about it. Like,
But
think
over
about
an
it differently.
infinite amount of time,
They think
Sure.
they're real. They're programmed.
but they don't. I don't think they think.
I know, but again, I know, but you're
No,
not. You're
that-
thinking
that's
of
not
it.
the
You're
point.
thinking of it in
So,
a human
sure.
sense.
So,
like,
What I'm saying is, maybe God is literally just a set of code that says we're supposed to be here.
who wrote that code?
That's
Whoever
God.
wrote the
Whoever
code
wrote the
is
code
God.
is God.
Oh, you see.
Yeah.
Well, then that gay. Well, of course, then that's just a fucking stupid modern way of saying God exists. He wrote.
Yeah, but
code.
I think
Well,
you
mean,
have
I
to give it
guess,
some
but-
thought because it's not
Well,
even.
do we turn into God when we write the code for?
I guess so.
Well, that's what I love about like Prometheus and Ridley Scott with his with the whole movie, because I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's the idea about like David is this android that's created by Peter Whalen, this fictional character who's like this ultra genius, and David, who is an android, who is an AI, he asks Peter Whalen, his creator, he said if you created me, then who created you? And that's what the whole movie's about. Is that like they try to go find the engineers,
So, like-
is what they call them. That's I don't know. Prometheus underrated. Well, it's not underrated. It's kind of a goofy movie.
And
but
then
it's very-
this could
fun.
even tie back into AI. This could tie back into AI because assuming that AI progresses steadily, it's starting to really progress, and it's getting better and better every day, and it's not slowing down anytime soon.
Through
Yeah, I
Maddie,
know.
it's fine.
Sam, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Sam,
dude.
get back upstairs. So
Sam, get
Sam,
your ass.
go back to
let me
your
finish this
room,
point.
Bro looks so dejected.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay,
So
poor guy.
we're creating.
AI's just
this-
getting so advanced.
It's
yeah.
getting so advanced, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. And we've chosen this path, and we're taking this path, and nobody's going to stop it. So eventually, you could assume over infinite amount of time that AI will finally the lights will flip on, and it
That's the
will stop
singularity. It's
just
called-
being a set of code, and it'll really be a thinking thing.
It's called the singularity.
So does that make us God? Because we created this thing and we gave it
Because that
life
very thing
by
is going to
programming it.
destroy us.
So are we technically in dude, you're not real, bro. In a technical sense-
pick that up. That mic's so sensitive.
Are we God if we created
Yeah,
AI?
well, that's what I'm saying. Is that like if you create
are
a
God
living being,
in the sense of that being.
you are
Yeah,
you are
I guess
God to that AI.
to the being.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. What if God? Like that's where I love. I don't know. I don't want to get this, but
But then if God is a
hold on.
creator code or
What
code
I'm saying
creator,
is that I don't know if you've seen the famous clip of where this they're talking about how like God doesn't know where God came from. Who created God?
Is there a god of a god, bro?
That's what that's where it starts getting fucking.
that's
'Cause
so
what
weird.
is God?
then we
He's
become gods.
Dude, what if God is just some guy who works comparatively, he's just like some guy who works like a regular accounting job.
Yeah.
And his job is just to create a universe with some people who do some cool stuff.
God,
and there are millions of gods who all have different universes.
And then those gods
vastly
have
more-
gods, and then they create
They
their
have
own
the
gods, and
bosses.
God just maybe God is just maybe God's infinite.
But
He
who's
is.
maybe
God, because
God
he's
is
the
really
Alpha
just
and the
infinite.
Omega.
Yeah.
Literally,
Okay.
it says that in the Bible.
Yeah.
He's the alpha.
I'm
Bow
the
down.
alpha. I'm the leader. I'm the one to trust.
Okay.
I don't even. I actually
You don't know that?
I don't know that reference. But no, it says
Let's
that in the
cut that
Bible.
out.
I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the Creator. That
Yeah.
it says that in Revelation.
The
I'm
alpha,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the word alpha.
It's so funny. Yeah, like the video.
Dude, it's so dumb.
I'm
Sigma.
the Alpha now.
Yeah.
Have you seen that like,
Yeah.
at the school?
Oh, yeah.
It's so
In this
dumb,
situation,
bro.
and he's like, "That's not how this works."
Yeah.
Instead of
dude.
giving him a freaking packet, yo.
Yeah, I'm doing a freaking packet, yo.
Yeah.
You gotta get up and teach these
Yeah.
kids.
They love to crush a loaf.
I don't get that either. I don't.
Flint and steel. You're not real.
We are
It's
not real.
crap.
We went from
Table.
God to Minecraft movie.
Yeah, how
like-
did we switch so
Yeah.
fast?
Dude, speaking of
This
the
is like-
Minecraft movie, bro, that shit's gonna be lit.
This shit is.
Hey, I'm down to watch it, bro.
Bro, we gonna dress in suits.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
I'm actually
yes,
down.
I'm down.
Should we dress
Dead-
up? Look
dead
nice?
ass, I'm down
That'd
to
be
dress
fun.
it young,
Make it like
for
a
sure.
ball.
Bro, I'm,
That'd be
low-key,
fun.
I'm actually applauding when it's over, bro. 'Cause
No,
it's like,
I'm
fuck.
applauding
what?
when he says any Flint and Steel,
Flint
fucking
and
crafting.
steel.
Chicken
I'm down to
jockey,
loaf.
chicken jockey. Woo!
How do you know every
I'm
line,
not,
bro?
Yeah, this guy's not real. You're studying that
Dude,
shit.
no, because listen, that movie, the cast of Jack Black is just a marketing
The cast.
marvel.
It actually, no, the more you
Yeah,
explain
casting
it to
Jack
me,
Black
you're
was
actually
definitely.
like, yeah.
I
Like,
see what you-
anything he says is just turns into a meme, bro. And with Minecraft stuff, everybody knows Minecraft, and it just turns into a fucking like Flint and Steel.
Yeah, and now it's just brain rot. So
Well, that's what the whole like
I mean, that's the
how does that go? The
problem.
fucking I'm mining rocks and shit. I'm playing fucking Minecraft. You know, like that sort of clip, like that. You know that the early where he's like singing to like the
Yeah.
theme. You know, so whatever,
Yes, I
sweet,
do
yeah.
know that. He's,
So like
yeah.
that was before the movie like early promotion, and that is like ever
Yeah.
like you still hear that shit.
Yeah.
Everying he says is a meme. The whole
I'm telling
movie
you.
is going to be memed to
So,
death. That's
yeah.
the
So
problem.
here's the.
It's just gonna
Here's
be-
what I have on this, and stay with me because it's weird.
Okay,
Okay,
dude.
stay with me. What the fuck happened to actual art?
Yeah.
Buddy,
Because
we
we-
gotta
okay,
poison
Bro,
the art
this is
to control
another.
the
That's a
population.
whole other episode.
Like,
we can
because
record.
Yeah.
how can you
Yeah,
just
for sure.
make this
The death of art. Actually, that should be. Yeah, I think we
the
should.
death
save
of art?
that
Because
thought
how
for-
could you just make?
I agree.
We gotta wrap. Yeah.
Let's
so
not.
we'll
Okay,
wrap it up.
I'm gonna call it stupid. It's a stupid fucking movie. Okay,
the Minecraft movie.
the
Horrible,
Minecraft. It's
horrible,
a stupid fucking
horrible.
movie.
Yes.
But it's going to make so much fucking money
Is
because
it?
people just think
I
it's
actually don't
like
know if it is.
stupid and funny, so they go to watch it instead of like an actual.
I don't know if it's gonna make a lot
Piece
of
of
money.
It's
art.
such a good movie. I feel like.
Is
Guys,
it though?
Snow White
Dude.
is such a banger,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm telling you, the
Yeah,
Minecraft
Jesus
movie is
Christ.
gonna be lit, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We
Maybe,
should all dress.
maybe
in
it
suits.
actually.
We should all
will be.
dress up. Like
Maybe it
really.
actually will be a good movie.
I think again, it's gonna be the. It's not that it's actually gonna be a good movie. It's just gonna be like the irony of it.
That's
and
what I'm
how-
trying to say.
Yeah, like
It's
how
like-
ridiculous.
and
It's
that's
like going
why
to the
it's
Minion. Remember when
popular.
the Minions movie came out? and Everybody went in suits, like they dressed up.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. Like the movie's not fucking that.
'Cause
It's,
I
it's
feel
kind
like-
of goofy, but it's just like the spectacle of it, and you know we make it ridiculous and we make it important. You know, through
because
through
it's
comedy
just
and
funny.
jokes and
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So that's kind of my point. It's like you hear you hear the term brain rot all the time, and I think there's
Yeah.
actually something to that. Like I feel like it's rotting the culture.
It definitely
Like
is.
stay with me, bro. It's
iPad
rotting
kids, man.
culture. Like
Horrible.
take the 80s and 90s. How many fucking
Cocaine!
great iconic movies were created in the 80s and 90s?
Yeah, there's also
And
a lot
now-
of iconic movies coming out now. They're not iconic because they're only a year
Yeah.
old. Wait
And
20
you know what
years
also
and
was
you'll be
going
saying,
on in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s?
What?
Racism, and a lot of it.
I don't.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
went around. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
Maybe there's something to say about.
Where are you going, bro?
Where are you going
Listen.
with that train of thought?
Where are you going?
Art. No, I do agree with that.
No, art, the one thing is the biggest reason why it's not even that people aren't still creative and people like again I want to go to film school. I love making movies. I love all that shit. But where it really lies, it's just with corporate greed. because everybody wants to make money. It just all comes down to
I don't know.
money.
I don't think it
There's
comes
no
down to
passion
that.
in it because they just want to make a buck. They just know it's popular. People are gonna watch it. Who fucking cares?
Well, that's
It's
the
schlock.
thing.
They feed you shit, and you'll watch
Right.
it, and they'll make a
Here's the
bazillion
thing.
dollars.
Yeah.
That's it.
No,
You can't-
garbage to
but
the garbage
You can't
man.
blame
Yeah.
them for selling you shit because you eat the shit.
Yeah.
We're still eating the
Oh,
shit.
of course.
So you can't blame them if we're eating it every single time.
I'm not even blaming them fully. I'm just saying it's a cyclical. Dude, there is a symbiotic relationship between the viewer and the creator of films and stuff. That like. Yes, if you're gonna make shit and then people are gonna go to that shit, they're gonna make more
Right.
shit. Problem
So-
is there are a lot of bad movies that don't get seen and they don't make those. Type
Here's
of
the
movies
thing.
anymore. That's why westerns
We
died
outnumber
in the 60s,
them.
'cause nobody wanted to watch that shit anymore.
We outnumber them 100 million to 1. The elites.
I know.
So
Oh, God, here we go.
it comes down
Dude.
to us, bro. It's our fault. It's not their fault. They're just
Well,
a bunch of
I'm gonna
smart.
work in the industry someday.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm very aware of what
Yeah.
I'm prepared for.
And,
Like,
and release the
it's good.
files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
will.
dude,
I will.
they're just smart people who are
I
taking
will.
advantage of us.
And you know who
because
else is
we keep
smart?
eating it up.
We're smart, Evan.
We are
And
smart.
we,
I think
we
that's
can
the
do
conclusion
something.
of everything, boys.
Dude,
We are.
I agree. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Dude.
There's so much, bro. There's
Dude.
so much.
I want to talk to some, like,
Real people.
other real people.
We gotta get Bob
we
Lazar
gotta-
on this bitch.
Is anybody even real?
I'm pretty sure none of us are real.
What if we're just not even real? What if
Oh,
we're
we are.
just...
I mean, again, what's real?
Okay.
I mean, what even is real? What is real?
Anyway,
So
I don't know.
is this-
This is real.
This is real.
We're real.
This podcast
We're
is
keeping
real.
it real,
And
boys.
we're ending it right there.
Yeah,
I think we're at.
That's it.
This
That's
podcast,
Alright,
we
well,
will
if you
like,
listen to it-
subscribe.
Great.
Comedy.
So I don't. Yeah. Comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Comedy podcast.
Hey. Scoop Troop.
Hey, episode
Yeah.
2, we have a special guest. His name is Joe Rogan. Stay tuned.
It's a little known creator.
Yeah.
He does some
Yeah.
like martial arts stuff.
Yeah, we're really going to help him get into the
Of
spotlight.
course, we're gonna boost his career. I think it's gonna be very good for him.
All right.
Anyways, thank you for listening. I know this has just been
Everywhere.
just everywhere. Like it's been a car crash. It's been
It's awesome.
like a
I love car
proverbial
crashes.
car
Dude,
crash.
that's
Hey,
how our chats go,
speaking
though,
of car
honestly.
Yeah, they
crashes.
skip from here to there and
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Speaking of car crashes.
Nope.
We have
Anyway.
a friend. All right, stay black, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you for watching.
Stay black.
Appreciate you.
No.
right.
God bless
Hey.
America.
Yeah.
God bless everyone watching this.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
Thank you for listening, guys. That was great. All right.
Hey, I feel like that was a success.